Condemned to die by a jury of your peers?
Electricity shall not be passed through your body until you are dead.
And now, an update from the John and Ken Execution Desk. Here's John and Ken.
That's a good day. Naked Desk and the Execution Desk. It's KFI AM 640. Welcome, John and Ken Show. John Cobell and Ken Champone. We are awaiting an execution of a woman in Georgia.
We were on execution watch for this woman not too long ago, so we do know her story. Kelly Renee Gissendaner. Pope Francis, of course, just left the United States, and before he did, he signed on with others, calling for a ban on the death penalty and asked the Georgia Board of Pardons and Paroles to spare her life through a letter written by a local archbishop.
And
we have word today and this afternoon that the Georgia Parole Board has denied clemency for Kelly Gissendaner. So we are expecting, although there's always that Supreme Court run, right?
You know why the Pope stuck his beak into this?
No.
Gissendaner is found religion. And the letter from the bishop, actually there was a letter from a bishop of the Episcopal Diocese in Atlanta, claimed that Gissendaner had experienced a profound spiritual transformation during her time behind bars, and that she was having this dramatic effect on other prisoners. Religious groups have opposed her execution here because you know the whole routine. This is what I love about these people. It's like she claims that she's found Jesus, so as soon as you find Jesus, all's forgiven.
Or like when Tookie started writing children's books.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. They've got it's the same old tire tricks over and over. I found God. I'm trying to influence children not to join gangs. Same old nonsense.
Gissendaner didn't kill anybody. She was sentenced to death for the 1997 murder of her husband, which was carried out at her direction by her then boyfriend, Greg Owen. He got life without parole, and I guess kind of made a deal to point the finger at her so they could put her on death row. They claim that she's been a model prisoner who counsels other inmates and completed a theology program while behind bars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and because of her spiritual changes and her outreach, don't forget outreach is very important, it has changed the lives of other inmates. Some prisoners say they would not have made it out of prison without her. But she still arranged to kill her boyfriend. Oh, actually convinced her boyfriend to kill her husband.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how much fake spirituality that she claims now. What matters is she arranged her husband's death.
And that's part of her application for clemency, claiming that she got the harsher sentence than the guy that actually carried out the murder. Now,
well, she should.
This occurred in 1997, and as I recall the story, she convinced her boyfriend to do this. Greg Owen is the boyfriend, because husband Doug will never leave us alone. I can't just leave him for you because he will follow us, implying that he would stalk us. He will never leave us alone. So she convinced Owen, the only way that we can have a life together away from him is if you kill him. And he did that.
This is the third time they've tried to kill her. First time it was postponed because of a winter storm.
Oh, that's right.
So
I remember that. I think we did cover the winter storm story. The last time is because the drug was cloudy.
It was too cold. Somebody had stored the drug, I guess, in a refrigerator. The drugs went cold. The solution was cloudy. Everybody looked at it and shook their heads. Might be unconstitutional to kill somebody with a cloudy drug injection. And so that's why it's up for round 3.
She definitely cut back on the last meal. Today she's requesting cheese dip with chips, Texas nachos with fajita meat, and a diet frosted lemonade. She got her last meal before her last scheduled execution, which was, forgot, this one's crazy, cornbread, buttermilk, 2 Burger King Whoppers with cheese and all the trimmings, 2 large orders of French fries, cherry vanilla ice cream, popcorn, lemonade, and a salad.
Yeah, you don't want to. Wait, what?
Yes, yes.
Salad.
A salad with boiled eggs, tomatoes, green peppers, onions, carrots, cheese, and yes,
That's
Paul Newman buttermilk dressing.
just silly.
That's what she had. And she ate that because they didn't call off the execution until later in the evening, and she had already had her last meal.
Oh, my God. Have you seen a photo of her?
She's
got a
bloat
holy
head.
moly.
Yeah.
That is, that's hideous. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you got to put her away. Jeez. Who married that? How did she end up with a husband and a boyfriend fighting over her? How does this happen?
I don't know what she looked like 18 years ago.
What goes on?
That's when she was married to the guy that died.
Somebody explain this to me. I want a research paper, okay?
A research paper?
Well, because it's like Kim Davis has got, she's got like 4 husbands. She's got kids out of wedlock.
Yeah, she's had a crazy life.
The woman up in New York State with the 2 escaped convicts she was having sex with. What's her name?
Joyce Mitchell.
Okay, you do a lineup. Joyce Mitchell and Kim Davis and this Kelly Gissendaner. Put the 3 of them up there. They've had about 10 men between them.
Yeah, you know what? You need to get out of where you live and really California in general. And there are some scary looking people, and they have to mate.
I mean, I see, all the photos in Bastion Yoda's Instagram account, right?
Yeah, you can't go from Bastion Yoda to this woman. That's just shocking the system, is what that is.
I don't understand. Who are these guys?
I'm looking at pictures of her from years ago, and she always had the short hair, and she was thinner. She got heavy in prison, this woman.
Remember Joyce Mitchell's husband? I mean, he wasn't a 10. He was terrible to look at as well.
Yeah, I guess that's all there is, right?
There's a lot of ugly out there.
Now, she had 3 kids with the husband that was murdered.
No,
yes.
no, don't tell me this.
They breed.
So
they breed a lot sometimes, too.
Ugly breeds.
Yeah. It's all pent up inside them. They'd had so many years in the desert, and then they find somebody. And
they're kind of torn
they
because
can't stop.
It's their mother, but their mother had their father killed.
Yeah, I'd be done with my mother.
So there's a tough situation going on there. The other story is that this would be the first female inmate executed in Georgia since 1945, when they put Lena Baker in the electric chair. She was put to death for killing a white man, but she said she shot him in self-defense, and since this was 1945, the jury was a dozen white men. Not exactly a jury of her peers. They actually pardoned her in 2005.
Well,
6 decades.
That doesn't do much good. 60 years after they electrocuted her? Oh, by the way, you're pardoned.
Pardons, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Takes a lot of time to feel confident
Wow.
with the research.
That was
on
really
this.
generous.
So as far as we know, the execution is probably going to be carried out. I don't know the Supreme Court angle here, right? But they were pretty clear in their decision earlier this year when they were looking at the Oklahoma case that there's nothing wrong with lethal injection as a means of execution. And I don't know what Georgia uses. Do you? I don't think we know whether they do 3 drugs or they use the 1 drug.
Yeah. I just see that that the drugs were cloudy. They used the plural, drugs. So maybe it's some kind of mix.
By the way, all 3 kids did appear before the parole pardon board asking that their mother's life be saved. Gissendaner, that's Doug Gissendaner, the man that was murdered, all of his family members want her dead. What they said was, in the last 18 years, our mission has been to seek justice for Doug's murder, keep his memory alive. We have faith. We do believe that Kelly has been afforded every right that our legal system affords.
Did you see it that there's 6 inmates scheduled to be executed over the next 9 days?
Well, we know Virginia's got one coming up on Thursday.
Then there's 4 others.
Are they all Texas?
I don't know. It's a big week at the execution desk.
This just kind of comes and goes in spurts. All right, well, we'll keep you posted on what's happening in Georgia with the execution desk.
That's right. As soon as we get word. John and Ken Show, KFI. Shannon is news.